Oh, hey! Okay, so today, well, obviously, you know what we're talking about because this is probably being shown after the Renaissance presentation on the Renaissance rebirth period of American literature. And this is the entertainment segment, hence the entertainer's hat. Yes. Okay then. Anyway, so you may be questioning what's the point of all this. And that is the name of this segment type thing. What's the point? And I thought you should hear that answer or those answers from the authors themselves. So, yes, the authors themselves will have Emerson, Hawthorne, and Thoreau, and Edgar here talking about their respective pieces of writing and alphabet choreographed into the English language, and why it's important, and why should we care, and why you should watch this video to pass your final. Oh, we're starting. Okay, hey. So, our first guest person, because we have that budget, is Emerson. Hey, so fair warning, it is apparent that all of these men are suffering from gingivitis, meaning all of their hair colors have been turned a gingerish color for some odd reason. Being a ginger is actually contagious.
Hello, welcome to the talk show, Emerson.
What? Who are you? What is this contraption here?
It's 2014, this is a computer, it's a camera.
What? Is it not my transparent eyeball, begging me to abandon my position in society?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfectly fine, alright. Yes. Yes, anyway.
Alright, now could you please explain your thought process of nature and why it's important?
Oh, nature, I'm not English. This is awkward. Manly voice. I'm Emerson. From nature, I wrote because it brings the idea of tying in religion from other time periods in American literature and the starting to be universally accepted thought of being your own person, not depending on others to achieve that self-satisfaction. You see?
I do see.
Oh, good, because you should, because I'm Emerson, obviously.
And what is your thought process behind self-reliance? Why is that important?
Self-reliance. It's basically a reaction to dependency on society. It basically talks about depending on one's own trusts and desires. Basically saying stop having the government care for you. So, that was Emerson and his interesting description of his writing. Next person is Hawthorne with his pieces. That's not the right page. It's fabulous. The Minister's Black Veil, which quite honestly confused me a bit. And Dr. Heidegger's experiment about the fountain of youth and what manipulation can achieve. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right.
Hello, Hawthorne.
No, hello.
How's it going?
Okay, except when I woke up this morning, I decided I should look a bit like John Wilkes Booth.
Please explain your thought process on the Minister's Black Veil and why it's important.
You see, that was one of my more complex pieces, you see. The Minister's Black Veil has a deeper, more subconscious meaning. I believe it shows the darker parts of humanity and how judgmental we were in our previous era, which was Romanticism. Romanticism tended to focus on the more darker aspects of human nature, and I think the Mister's Black Veil symbolizes our transition in from that darker, more depressing period focusing on how humanity, for lack of a better word, sucked, and into the rebirth and more accepting and more enlightenment-driven Renaissance period.
What about Dr. Heidegger's experiment?
Nah, you see that piece, Dr. Heidegger's experiment, excuse me, can't even say the own titles of my pieces. Author life. Mad noise. It was more or less focused on the more imagination-inspired part of the Renaissance period. Again, overall, it just focused on how light-hearted and very whimsical people of my generation desired life to be, because at the time there was some tough goings on. Civil War? Possibly? I don't know. I never left my house. I've been writing books for you people. Oh, hello. So, that was Hawthorne. The next person is Henry David Thoreau with Walden and Resistance to Civil Government.
Hello, welcome to the show, Mr. Thoreau.
Anyway, yes. Hello. I'm Thoreau.
Hello, sir. Please explain your thought process for Walden and why it's important.
It is full of paradoxes. Paradoxes that are found in life, and it contains deep, meaningful reflections about questioning where humanity comes from, who we are, why we're here, and how we can better ourselves. After all, isn't that the meaning behind the Renaissance? Rebirth? Just kind of emerging from a dark and shadowed past, which is essentially what happened in Walden.
Alright, the same goes for resistance to civil government.
Resistance to civil government is essentially a call to question authority and question why we have such strict limitations on what a human being can be. Thank you to Thoreau. Now we move to my favorite, and the by far easiest to understand because everyone can sympathize with depression and birds that say nevermore constantly and remind you of your dead wife, lover person. I don't know, that happens to me quite frequently. I know I can relate to him, yeah. So, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe.
So, please explain your thought process for The Raven.
The Raven, I guess. Considering I am the poster child for dark romantics, I essentially wrote The Raven as a way to channel my longing, lost feeling over losing my beloved.
Alright. Could you please answer the same question for El Dorado and Pit and Pendulum?
El Dorado, again. El Dorado, I think, really casts a more intricate look at man's eternal struggle against greed and against what we want.
Alright, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, the Pit and Pendulum. I see that as, it's very important, because it shows, I guess, it personifies, Poe's kind of tired. It personifies man's struggle against the darker parts of its personality. Hence, the pit, pendulum, human, in the sense, weak, and subject to, come on, say it with me, depression. Yes, that. So, thank you for joining us for this interesting program. I hope you learned a lot, and if not, the ginger person who's standing in the corner looking mortified, who's awkwardly wearing heels when she's really too tall to, will explain how these pieces are connected in case you didn't understand, and feel free to ask any question. I still have a bit of mustache on my face. Rebirth.
Where the crap did that baby come from?
She's the spirit of the Renaissance. Rebirth.